So, in today's video, it's gonna be a bingo video. I know it's been a little bit since the last one, but don't you worry, we're gonna do a bronze, a silver, a gold, a platinum, a diamond with all this one, because I know a lot of people wanted to see more ranks in bingo, and also would like to see how a bingo card plays out in different ranks. So, gonna be a good amount of stuff coming with that. In this video, we're gonna be watching a bronze 5 Moira. Now, I'll read the description here. This one's a bit of an interesting one because it's a classic that we've seen. The game started on attack. Everything was normal. On defense, though, my tank refused to listen to the supports and went straight for the enemy team. Then he started to blame the healers for not healing him when he goes for the enemy team. Here is the thing. We can't heal him if he's hiding behind the payload, and you can't heal him if one of us has limited heals. When you react to this VOD, if you do, please let me know if it's the support's fault for letting the tank die or the tank's fault. Also, I'm hard stuck in bronze 5. If there's any tips you can give me, I'm open to them. So, to summarize, we have a tank that's saying the supports aren't healing them, and a Moira who says they've been stuck in bronze 5. So, we're going to see how this goes. Obviously, the bingo card, the way it works is we have a bingo card here. When the things happen, we check them off. We see how many we can get. If I miss any of them, just let me know in the chat, because I will forget sometimes what we have on this. And that's pretty much that. We got ourselves a nice 25-minute Rialto. So, now let's see. Really, this was just a normal round of bronze 5 at the first round, and then in the second round, it gets a little bit interesting. Let's find out. Let's go. So, will anybody fall off the bridge? It happens at least once in Rialto every time we watch a game. Tried to throw out what's on the card? Same. We'll remember. We'll remember. Is there an Ashe flanking behind in this? What in the world is... Yep, that's a play. So far, it's being played just fine. Sticking with your team. Your tank's not playing too aggressive. Sticking with your team. Your tank's not playing too aggressive. Sticking with your team. All right, do I have frontline support on here? Let's go take a look here. I forgot if I do. Frontline support is checked off right away. Of course it is, right? I'm like, yeah, everything seems fine. You're sticking with your team. You're not over pushing. Immediately fade into the back line. We have ourselves a frontline support. All right. I'll head back in a second. All right, so you went right into their team. I'm watching. I'm seeing here. This is still fine. That damage orb's fine. I'm okay with that as long as you're going to heal. You're healing. That's good. Good job. So far, it's been what you expect. You have two Orisas just both shooting at each other, which, to be honest with you, and just to talk about this for a second, because obviously we play a lot of tank. There's like sometimes like I'll be like shooting the other tank, and people are like, you're supposed to run into their backline and kill all their teams, kill the whole team. Why are you shooting the tank? Listen. Sometimes you cannot run into the backline without either A, getting rolled, or your teammates getting rolled because you're leaving the tank there. Sometimes, believe it or not, as a tank, you sometimes have to take the tank 1v1. There's just no opportunity to run into their backline. And I've seen it before. People are like, why are you shooting the tank? You should be running into their backline. It's like, I am running into their backline. They're 45 meters across the map. I could spin there 4 times, and they're going to get away before I even have a chance, unless their monitors are off. Like... So sometimes you'll see tanks do that where they have to just take the 1v1 to prevent the other tank from making a play. So it's okay if you see that sometimes. Just want to point that out. This is bronze bingo, yes. Okay, so far this is... Oh, well, there you go. You got stuck on a pole there. What? Why is there... What is... So there's an Ashe behind flanking. I want to point out, by the way, and I'm not saying that this Orisa isn't going to play too aggressive, like you've been mentioning, but did you notice that the Orisa had a run into your line of sight so that they could be healed? Sometimes we'll do that, right? You won't be getting healed, so you just run in front of the support to get healed. I want to point out that is something right there that was interesting. Like, you just kind of did that. Also, I'm going to... Oh, chat, I just realized something. We have something here. Get stuck / runs into something on the map. I didn't even realize this was on the card. I completely forgot. That was right there. We have something checked off the bingo card. I forgot about that. That was actually on the card. I completely forgot. Here we go. Back to the Moira. Yep. Yeah, that's good. So I just want to point out, you were in the back line there, and there was a lot of ults, but, like, you are definitely not looking at your Orisa's HP. What in the world? Is that soldier randomly AFK? Every time, I'm telling you. It happens every time. Randomly AFK, and then we also have, 0 Elim ultimate. We saw that too. So we have a 0 Elim ult and a randomly AFK. Okay? Randomly, it happens every time. Someone randomly goes AFK. I'm telling you, without fail. Back to the Moira. Has a team fight ended yet? We'll decide that soon. Okay, I can also add, I'm a tank to this. Someone did mention earlier the tank was out of LOS. I'll also check that off. That was in the same spot, but Cube will find that later on. It's a little bit before that. But tank falls over. I'm a tank. There's obviously a Discord on the field right now, which when there's a Discord, basically just sitting there on a tank, that tank is going to fall over. Also, I want to point out, by the way, you still keep doing this thing where you keep turning around and not looking at your tank. And I'm telling you right now, especially when this is Zenyatta, you gotta be able to heal them, because otherwise they're gonna get rolled. Get ready. What about spamming cooldowns? Maybe. We'll keep watching. That Reaper's certainly going into the team. Huh. You know, I'm gonna check a box off here, but I still love how the Reaper got in the limb. Is it me? That was an optimistic flank, in my opinion. Because even if the Reaper gets the Elim right there, that Moira's spawning right back up. Now, how? And goes in 1v5. Both of those are checked off the box right there. We have an optimistic flank and goes in 1v5. I don't even understand what the overall idea was with that play, but hey, it is what it is at that point. All right. Let's continue on. This has been quite the game so far. Keep in mind, chat, this was the round that the Moira described as the normal round. This was the round that was, everything was played just normally. That was certainly an ultimate that was used. All right, here we go. Wow, that was a 1v1. Here we go, chat. It's time for everybody to go take 1v1s around the map. Well, we got an ultimate. We got 2 ultimates. We got 3 ultimates. We got 4 ultimates. Give me a Zen ult. Give me a Zen ult. No, I wanted a Riz ult. Come on. I think we already got an ultimate Domino, but I want to see more ults. Come on. There we go. Oh, you know what? I think that Reaper needs the ult. You know what? I think right now we need to see a Reaper ult very soon. This is already an ultimate Domino, by the way, but I want to see that Reaper ult very soon. Come on, Reaper. It's ult time. You know you want to ult. Oh! Either way, it's an Alt Dominant. Alt Domino. Let me pause that. It's still an Alt Domino. Don't you worry. Ultimate Domino. Ultimate Domino. Nice. All right. I mean, it was still going to be an Ultimate Domino, but I wanted to see all the Alts used right there. All right, let's keep it going. Huh. I will say, you're starting to take a bit more off angles, and it's going to be difficult for your tank to be able to survive against that. And you said, you know, it's interesting because you said earlier, I want to understand this because you mentioned it on the description earlier. You said, how can your tank expect to be healed when you have one support with not high healing output? You're running Moira Lifeweaver. Oh, we got an ult. I will say, I'm gonna check this off right here. I will say, the tank got overly aggressive there, but I also want to point out that you need to try to stay with your tank a little bit more on that one, rather than try to just, like, do damage to an Orisa. You know what I mean? This has been quite the game already. We've been pausing quite a bit. All right, here we go. Yep. All right. Wait, did that Orisa just ult? Okay, first of all, there was multiple ults there, in my opinion, that were used after a team fight was lost. Also, I left the bingo card up. Like, where is it? Ult after a team fight is 1/lost was like, absolutely. Absolutely already using that one. And then someone ults and falls over immediately also happened there. Two of the things happened. All right. Perfect. And I have the bingo card off the screen now. All right, let's keep watching it. Going to the... Oh, wait. And Orisa just ulted. So if there was an ultimate that... What in... Wait a second. Did that Orisa... Even if I didn't just check that off a second ago, we would have had it right. What in the world was that? I'm watching. Okay, stick with your tank now. Keep your tank up. Yeah. Worry about keeping your tank up right now. You're doing good now. You're keeping your resources. Like, just talking about the resources. This is good. I don't even know what's going on right now. I think the other team played too aggressive, and then here we are, and then the Orisa was the last one to survive. What rank is this? This is Bronze 5. All right, a Moira Orbital Limb. That's what we like to see. Yeah, they weren't going to be able to get to the card. They weren't even going to be able to get to the card. It wouldn't have mattered. All right, so... That was considered according to the Moira, the normal part of the half, right? That was the part where everybody was playing, you know, as optimally as they could. And then this is the round where it gets interesting, even more so. We already have this much of the bingo card already checked off. This is already checked off here. Okay? So now we'll see what happens next. We shall see. There's just no way. There's just no way. Wait a second. I have to. Well, Chad, there's a reason why we have this on the bingo card now. It's just a bunch of question marks. What in the world was that? I don't even... It looks like they were just meleeing the wall, waiting for something to happen, and then just fell off the map. I don't even know where to go with that one. How does that... What is the... That was something. I think that literally was them just waiting for the round to start, and then they just fell off the map. I don't even... Woo! All right.
What an interesting hypothesis. Group up.
I like how you're telling them to group up and it's just not happening. Did I just see this correctly? I don't know if anybody else just saw this here, but I need to go back a second here. I need chat to... Just sprinted in. That was... They really wanted to get him behind that wall. They didn't want to wait that, like, the half of a second for them to peek around the corner. I just love this, like, where we pause this at right here. You see what I'm seeing? Your other Orisa is doing exactly what he said about the backline, and this Orisa is going to follow the Orisa. Watch. That Orisa just fell over. I do want to check that one more time. I want to see, like, what you do. Yeah, that's not on you. That's just more on Discord Orb. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, even if you're like, oh, what was the tank doing there? That was more just on... The tank was just Discorded. I don't know what it is with this map. They might have lagged out for a second, but then they came back. They came back and they're like, oh, wait a second. Like, either they lagged or their game minimized. One of the two happened. But I'm telling you, this map, what is... Well, if we didn't have an alt domino already, we do now. That was a good job. I like the reaction there. I like the reaction by you there. That was good. That was good. Nice play. Where's your tank at now? Where's your tank? All right, good job. Keep your tank up. See, that's like... That's a tough one because it feels like... Here's my take on that one, all right? I think that was like on both of you. You fell behind a little bit on the heels at a certain point, right? So you went backed away. At the same time, the Orisa had like an advantage at the cart and went in. So you wanted to play really passive, and then the tank wanted to play aggressive. And what happened was it was more of like a miscommunication between what you two wanted to do, more than it was the tank. I'm trying to explain it correctly. Like, the tank was too aggressive, but then after you got the soldier, you didn't know what you wanted to do, and you went to go play passive, right? It ended up being just a difference in play style at that moment, and then you still almost made it work. Like, both of you. Anyway. Let me just check the bingo card again. Have we missed anything, chat? Spamming cooldowns. I'm going to check that off because of Orisa earlier. I just forgot to check it off. Oh, it was our first bingo, too. The Orisas have just been hitting their cooldown buttons like it's nothing. You're watching it happen. All right, that's checked off. That's our first bingo. Long team fight, absolutely. We've seen long team fights pretty much the whole time. That whole team fight we just saw was a long team fight. We'll start with that for now, all right? I think that's good. I just wanted to make sure I caught up on that one. We got 2 bingos. Now be careful of just running to the card here. Wait for your team. Wait for your... Alright, listen. Now, we're going to talk about this for a second. that is more on you than it is on, like, anybody in your team. You just ran to the middle of the open there, stood right here, and then tried to back away. First of all, your tank ain't going to get healed if you're doing that, and you certainly just went into their spawn. That was just not... That was not the play. I mean, at that point, like, I get going to the cart, but you have time. You have time to go to the cart. So if you're rushing to the cart and you need to get there, it makes sense, but you were just being way too aggressive. Way too aggressive at that point. At least that's how I'm seeing it. I'm watching your tank.
Soldier en route.
All right, Alton with low HP is going to be checked off now. Second of all, that is on your... I would say that's more in your tank than you at that point. There comes a point where understanding what the other team is running and knowing where to play against that. So if you're running at them aggressively and you have this hero and also this hero, as a tank, you can't just run at them in a straight line and hope that's going to go well. Like, if this is what you're dealing with right here, as a tank, you have to start playing more about positioning and recognize there is a Discord orb and a Bastion. All right, here we go.
The process begins again.
Stay close.
A cure for all the days. Surrender to my will.
I'm gonna pause for a second. We need to talk about your ultimates. You keep doing the same thing with your ult, and I like the idea of using your ultimate to heal your teammates, right? But you need to stop just ulting the Orisa. You keep holding your ultimate on the Orisa over and over again. And when you do that, that is what happens. Nothing happens. So it's good to heal your teammate, but stop trying to ult their Orisa down. They're gonna have like 80% HP. It's gonna look like you're healing their Orisa. Also, you got rolled right there. All right, let's head back to the Orisa here. I can't. That is just... That's just a team effort on that one. That's a team effort. Head back to the Moira now. That was a Pharah ult that was used. Okay. All right. So what's the play now? What's the play now? You're gonna go for high ground? Are you gonna stay up on high ground for a little bit? Are you gonna play around the map? Like, what is the play you want to do? Oh, you're gonna see that your teammates are on high ground. Okay, you're gonna sit in the cart. Okay, you're all gonna sit in the cart now. I'm watching this. That's not on you or the tank. That's just the other team's playing well on that one after getting an initial pick. At least that's how I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? I'm not really seeing anything on that where I'm like, oh, this is... Also, I'm going to pause. I think there's an ad timer coming up, chat. So, actually, I think we can hold on. We're going to check off the holds on to ultimate for quite a while. I should have recognized it earlier. I think a few people have been holding on to their ults for quite a while. Moira did early on, too. So we'll keep that one. Moira's done it a couple times. Someone is asking for healing, but they can't be healed. I don't know. I'll look in a bit. After a team fight is won, everyone stays in the cart. Let's go for any map. I said everyone, not... So far, it's been an interesting game. So you touched the point, but it was a little bit too late. But I respect the attempt. Oh, your teammates now Orisa ulted. Wow, it literally looked like your Orisa healed their Orisa with that ult. Also, if your Orisa said anything right there, you know what? I have an idea. I don't know where we see this on this one. I'm going to check this box off. Someone is asking for healing where they can't be healed Slash won't take a health pack. This one. I actually think this is one that would probably happen right there where the Orisa thought they should have been fine and should have been healed, and they didn't. That is absolutely one I would check off. That is one I would absolutely check off. I can tell you that's probably what happened there, especially when you said that the tank was complaining they weren't getting healed. All right, here we go.
Take care. Careful, there's more of them.
Receive my aid.
You said, how are you just now following on Twitch? You've been studying my YouTube for months. Well, welcome. Hope you enjoy. As people are watching this bingo, we do record these live on stream, so make sure to stop by the stream, follow the stream, all that. What is this rank? Bronze 5. Ooh, a Reinhardt now. Let's see what they do on Rhine, because this is a different play style. Oh, they charge in. You want to know something, though? It's very interesting about that ultimate you just used, too. That actually, and I'm going to be honest with you, that actually might be your best Moira ult so far. And I mean that because you went for, like, their backline a bit more, rather than to just try to heal their Orisa. Your ults have been in a spot where you definitely can improve on the way you use your ultimates. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so we had an interesting half there, but we're going to continue on here. I don't think we have anything on the bingo card that we missed right there. We'll see how this goes, because there's plenty of time left in this game. Here we go. Oh, they went hog. Nobody's fallen off the map yet, so that's a good sign.
Come here for healing. Receive my aid.
The hog is literally standing on the cart. Chat, it's time. We're hitting overtime. Is everybody going to start running to the cart over and over again, thinking they need to touch the cart in overtime because this is overtime? We're about to find out. Good Moira ult. Good Moira ult. Nice job. Nice job. That was a good Moira ult, see? And you won the team fight and got good value. Okay, now is your team going to go for map control, or is everybody going to stack on top of the cart?
The payload moves towards our desired outcome.
And here it goes. It begins. Orisa has now ran to the cart by themselves because it's overtime. I want to point out the Orisa ran to the cart by themselves because it's overtime. It's happening. I'm telling you, the moment it hits overtime, that's what happens. One, we got people run to the point one by one during overtime. That's the first one. Second, everyone stacks on the objective. We got another bingo. And after a team fight is won, everyone stands on the cart/point and doesn't go for any map control, waiting for the next team fight to start. A bunch just got checked off there. Now, obviously, people are like, what do you mean? It's overtime. Why wouldn't we want 5 on cart? Because map control and high ground are still very important. You have to play a little bit safer. You can still take map control. You can still go take a high ground back left and then be ready to fall back if need be. But if you give them the opportunity to run to the cart and stack up as a team, which, by the way, they haven't done that yet, which is why we're seeing the play go the way it is right now, right? If you give your teammates opportunity, if you give the other team opportunity to make a play before you can do anything because you're just waiting for something to happen on cart, that is how you lose in overtime. Or they alt stack you, and it's nothing you can do, but usually that takes multiple team fights. So what I'm saying is, even in overtime, it's okay to be like, hey, Orisa, you're going to be on cart for a little bit. You have gold, you have javelin spin, stay on the cart. Take map control. Don't go and feed because it's overtime spawns, so you have longer spawns, but take part of the map. Granted, that takes a while, and even in top 500 games, we will stack on the cart. It happens. It's not perfect when it comes to that, but it's a good habit to get into of like, okay, I'm going to go here. All right? Was there a CC happening at one point? Oh, yeah, wrists hit like javelins. There you go. I checked that off in case I missed it. CC, that's another bingo. Good call. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on. I'm watching. And this is the stuff I mean, by the way. Now, I don't know if they're going to get any value from this play, but like this soldier having high ground control is something that could have easily been prevented by your team by just taking a couple people up on the high ground and not having this play. Now, will this soldier make a play? I don't know. They're by themselves and they're kind of running around. They're gonna flank with soldier ult. There's one thing that's going to happen. This soldier is going to flank your team with ult. Will it do anything? Let's find out. I'll head back to the Moira. It's ult time. Right on the stairs. All right, and just to point out, just like we talked about, by the way, the soldier flanked and made a play. If you take away that part of the map control, this doesn't happen. You have a much better opportunity to make it a play. You control this, way easier to win that map. Instead, you get flanked, you get ulted. Obviously, they ult stack too, which makes it difficult, but your team still had an opportunity. Okay, let's see what happens, though. Let's see what happens. It's time. Will your soldier fall off the map randomly meleeing a window at the start of defense? We'll find out. Also, your hog is literally standing on the cart. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. If your hog gets rolled here, that's on your hog. That is absolutely... If your hog is blaming your team for absolutely no heals right there, that is not on you. That is not on you at all. That is not the play right there. That's on your hog again. Honestly, at this point, your hog should probably swap off just because, like, they're not going to have fun. Okay, your team now needs to regroup. The strategy here is to regroup. Do not run to the cart. Oh, and the hog is running to the cart. Just because it's overtime does not mean you have to just run to the cart over and That's on your tank. You were asking earlier, that is on your tank. You can't heal that. That's not going to happen. That is on your tank. It's the 1v1 in the overtime thing. It's like once it hits overtime, everybody runs the cart. Good job staying alive there. Back away. I want to point out their Soldier 76 went and took high ground control, and they have one on cart. Okay, this is what I mean about... I didn't go well. This has become winnable for your team. This has become winnable for your team. You actually might win this game, and I don't even know how your team actually won that. That was looking like it was so losable, but that sim wall. That sim wall was just, I don't even... Your team actually won that. That was something. Okay, let me go over here now very quickly. So, we'll talk about the bingo card very quickly before we go into the next part. Voice line spam, didn't really see it too much. No one peels reports. Actually, you and the support were doing fine. No one touches the point/card. That's a tough one because, like, technically no one touched the point/card there, but they got kind of hit off the point. It wasn't like what we really look with that one. I didn't see it happen. Most of the times it happened, it was going to happen regardless of them touching the point. Like, it was not a situation where they could have touched the point and got off the point. It was they just had no opportunity to do that. So, I would say I'm pretty happy with this where the bingo card was, ended up being a really, really good one. Let's go to the initial question. You said one thing that you can work on. I definitely work on how you're using your heals. Like start finding ways to use your heals in I'm trying to think of a way to explain it. Like, sometimes you would just spam your heals. Second of all, when you use your ultimates, try not to just do it to damage the other Orisa, which looks like you're just healing the Orisa. Yeah, there could be a little bit more damage output, but I think, like, the play was okay. You said you're stuck in Bronze 5. I think if you just keep doing what you're doing, I think you'll probably climb a bit. But yeah, Then to the second question. Your tank said that your team wasn't healing, and you said that no, it's on the tank. For the majority of the game, it felt like it was more of just kind of on both of you at times. Like sometimes you wouldn't pay attention to the tank. Sometimes you would fade away. Other times the tank would just play too aggressive. When it got to overtime, that was on your tank. Before that, I don't think it necessarily was on the tank, nor was it on you. It was just a difference in play style that wasn't really communicated there. It was like you would fade away after like ulting a soldier. You know what I mean? Like that's how I kind of see it. In overtime though, that was on your tank. Your tank was just running after the card, being like, you know what, I'm gonna play the card. So anyway, that's what I saw. And that was that. That was this bingo video. I hope you enjoyed the bingo video. We got a few more coming. Don't you worry. We have some. We're gonna be doing all the way up to diamond on the same card. See how it goes. See if it's very similar across the board. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to submit your own VOD, whether it's spectating or bingo, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord there. We record these live on stream, so make sure to follow the stream, stop by the stream, watch them live. A ton of fun. The link should be there also. Sub to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, so you can see all the awesome videos. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.